Guasave, Sinaloa, June 19, 1982. The sun rises hard here. No soft light, no mercy. It bakes the earth into cracked tiles, turns the air into heat waves, and dries the life out of the fields. Guasave is a town between two worlds, fishing villages staring at the Pacific, and dusty farmlands that can't feed the people who work them. On the edge of these streets, a boy is born, Fausto Isidro Meza Flores. The future, El Chapo Isidro. He comes into a house where walls are thin and voices carry anger, bargaining, silence. Poverty isn't just a lack of money here, it's a constant weight in the lungs. There's no future being handed out, no opportunities waiting at the door. By the time he can walk, he understands the rules. Work if you can, take if you can't, and never wait for someone to rescue you. As a child, he runs errands through alleyways, eyes sharp, always watching. He studies men who carry pistols under their shirts and move in groups. Quiet, controlled, feared. School is optional. Hunger is not. He learns the value of speed, how to disappear before trouble arrives, how to listen before speaking. In these neighborhoods, listening is survival. The wrong word can make you vanish. The 1980s in Sinaloa are a season of change. The old ranchers are dying, their land worth less than the powder moving north. Men who once grew corn now carry bricks of cocaine. The Mexican state is far away here, just a rumor. The real law is written by whoever has the most rifles. Fausto grows in the shadow of these men. He doesn't smile much, doesn't boast. While other boys dream of leaving for the city, he studies the ones who stayed and thrived. The ones with new trucks, clean boots, and the respect of dangerous people. Violence is not yet his trade, but it's already his language. He sees the aftermath, bullet holes in walls, faces missing from the dinner table, mothers dressed in black for years. Each lesson shapes him, like the desert wind carving stone. And somewhere in that boy's mind, a seed takes root. Survival is not enough. Survival is small. Power. That's the real escape. Years later, the world will know him as a ghost, a tactician, a phantom king of the hills. But in 1982, he is just a quiet boy in Guasave, walking the dirt roads with his head down, eyes forward, already learning how to disappear. Because here, in the forgotten corners of Mexico, the shadows raise their own, and Fausto Isidro Meza Flores was born to live in them. 1990s. The narco map of Mexico is shifting. The Colombian cartels still rule the skies, but in the north, a man named Amado Carrillo Fuentes, the Señor de los Cielos, is rewriting the rules. Fleets of aircraft move cocaine by the ton, and every landing strip from Chihuahua to Sinaloa hums with his reach. Fausto Isidro Meza Flores is still young, but already seasoned. He enters Carrillo's orbit like a shadow sliding into place. He's not a trigger man, at least not yet. His role is quiet, logistics, movement, learning how to make a shipment disappear without a trace, how to buy the right officials without overpaying, how to make violence the last resort, but a final one. Carrillo notices him, not for ambition, but for discipline. Fausto doesn't talk too much, doesn't draw attention, doesn't get drunk with the wrong crowd. He's the kind of operative you can trust with weight, literal and figurative. But in 1997, the empire cracks. Amado Carrillo Fuentes dies, surgery gone wrong, or perhaps something darker. Overnight, the fleets scatter, alliances fracture, the Juarez cartel bleeds leaders. Soldiers scramble for positions in the chaos. Fausto reads the room. There is no loyalty to a ghost. The corridors of power are shifting to the Pacific coast. Without hesitation, he walks away from Juarez. No grand exit, no shots fired. Just gone. He surfaces with the Beltran Leyva organization. Blood brothers Arturo, Hector, Alfredo. Men as ruthless as they are calculating. Under them, he's not just a student. He's a blade being sharpened. He learns territorial control, how to run plazas like a business, how to turn local gangs into disciplined enforcers. The Beltrans value him for what he isn't, reckless. He delivers without drama, strikes without warning. In a world obsessed with power displays, Fausto is the quiet constant. He builds his reputation not in headlines, but in whispers. The kind of name spoken carefully in bars and back rooms. By decade's end, he is no longer just a young recruit. He is an operator with reach, a man trusted to move millions in product and protect it with both diplomacy and bullets. The shadow has found its shape, and soon, it will learn to cast its own. Mazatlan, Sinaloa, 2009 is. The port city is a paradox. Tourist beaches on one side, cartel staging grounds on the other. Cargo ships unload fish and shrimp by day and something far more profitable by night. It is here that Fausto Isidro Meza Flores shapes his most dangerous creation, Los Mazatlecos. They start small, loyalists pulled from Sinaloa's fishing towns, farm villages, and back alley neighborhoods. Young men with nothing to lose, nothing to fear, and everything to gain. Fausto molds them into more than just hitmen. They are enforcers, smugglers, scouts, and, when needed, executioners. Their recruitment is precise. Not everyone makes the cut. A Mazatleco must be fast on the trigger, silent under pressure, and unquestioning in obedience. Fail, and you vanish. Succeed, and you are rewarded with money, weapons, and protection, 3 currencies more valuable than gold here. They begin controlling Mazatlan's drug corridors, taxing every load that moves through the city. Rival gangs find themselves outmaneuvered, not because Los Mazatlecos have more men, but because they move like a single organism. Orders from Fausto filter down through lieutenants to the street level in minutes. Then they expand, north into Sonora, west into Durango, south into Nayarit. Border towns, mountain passes, coastal highways, they claim them all. Every plaza is a vein, every shipment a heartbeat. Their methods are surgical. A target disappears without noise. A convoy is hijacked without witnesses. But when a message must be sent, it is written in public blood. Corpses hanging from overpasses, convoys rolling through towns in daylight. The name Mazatlecos spreads, whispered first, then feared outright. To the outside world, they are just another cartel faction. To Fausto, they are something else entirely, his skeleton crew. The invisible framework that keeps his power standing while others crumble. By the mid-2000s, Los Mazatlecos are not merely enforcing, they are governing in the shadows. Local police work with them or disappear. Politicians shake hands with them in daylight and take envelopes from them at night. And at the center, never seen but always felt, stands Fausto Isidro Meza Flores, pulling strings, tightening the grip, directing death with the precision of a man who understands that empires aren't built on gold. They're built on fear. 2010 onward. The alliance between the Beltran Leyva organization and the Sinaloa cartel shatters like glass. Betrayal is the accelerant, greed the spark. Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's faction moves to claim plazas once shared, and in response, Fausto Isidro Meza Flores sharpens his blade, Los Mazatlecos. Their first major collision is with Los Antrax, Sinaloa's elite enforcer wing. These aren't street-level gunmen. They are professionals, armed with military-grade firepower and trained for war. But Fausto's men are cut from a different cloth, less ceremony, more instinct. They know the mountains, the dirt roads, the hidden passes. They strike like weather, fast, unpredictable, gone before anyone calls for backup. The conflict is personal. Old friends now face each other as enemies. Every ambush is payback. Every body left on the roadside is a message. In Sinaloa, no killing is just business. It's theater, and the audience is everyone still breathing. Then comes the football match. A public event. Families in the stands, children in jerseys. In the middle of the game, a leader aligned with Los Antrax is surrounded. Gunmen move with precision, 2 at the exits, 3 in the crowd. Seconds later, shots ring out. The target collapses in front of thousands. Chaos erupts, but the killers are already gone. The meaning is unmistakable. There is no neutral ground, not even in daylight, not even in front of witnesses. The war escalates. Convoys clash on highways, leaving burning vehicles as markers. Safe houses explode in the night. Whole neighborhoods are locked down, not by the military, but by cartels setting up checkpoints. For Fausto, this isn't just about territory, it's about legitimacy. To survive against Sinaloa, you must prove you are not prey. The Mazatlecos embrace this truth. They hunt Los Antrax with patience, draining their strength in 100 small cuts. By 2012, the casualty lists blur. Police, soldiers, civilians, no one is immune to the crossfire. Each killing deepens the divide, hardens the resolve. And through it all, Fausto never steps into the spotlight. He stays in the hills, directing the war like a chess match, one move ahead, waiting for Sinaloa to make the wrong play. In this war, victory is not declared. It is endured, and Fausto Isidro Meza Flores endures. The headlines are full of other names: El Chapo, El Mayo, La Barbie. Men who crave the spotlight, who measure their power in magazine covers and viral rumors. Fausto Isidro Meza Flores is not one of them. He understands a truth that many kingpins forget. Noise is a liability. While the streets run red from battles with Sinaloa and Los Antrax, Fausto's personal world remains almost invisible. No fleets of supercars, no gold-plated rifles, no nightclubs with champagne fountains. His luxury is silence, his armor, anonymity. When he moves, it's calculated. Sometimes a small convoy of pickups slides down a dirt road, windows tinted, engines quiet, rifles ready. Sometimes he arrives in a fishing boat under cover of night. Always, he vanishes before daylight. Even among his own men, sightings are rare. Orders are relayed through layers of trusted lieutenants, each one insulated from the other. In Washington, his name begins appearing in briefings. The U.S. Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, designates him as a major trafficker under the Kingpin Act. His family members, wives, cousins, brothers, are sanctioned. Businesses tied to him, from seafood companies to transport firms, are blacklisted. Bank accounts vanish overnight, but money moves differently in his world. He deals in cash, gold, product, currencies that ignore borders. The sanctions sting, but they do not cripple. Fausto watches from the hills, patient. He knows the U.S. measures success in arrests and asset seizures. He measures it in survival and territory held. While law enforcement draws maps with pins and strings, he redraws them with smuggling routes and hidden airstrips. Rivals underestimate him because they don't see him. Politicians curse him in speeches, then meet his emissaries in private. His restraint is not weakness, it's discipline. He's building something designed to last beyond a single man's reign. In the end, his greatest weapon is the same as it was in the beginning: the ability to exist in plain sight yet remain untouchable. The world can only hit what it can see, and Fausto Isidro Meza Flores is nothing if not a master of being unseen. February 4th, 2025. The announcement drops like a stone in still water. The FBI holds a press conference in Washington, the seal of the Department of Justice glowing under bright lights. Cameras click. Agents speak the name that for years has been a ghost in their files: Fausto Isidro Meza Flores, fugitive 533, now among the 10 most wanted. They put his alias on the board, El Chapo Isidro, and attach a number to his capture, $5 million. The posters list the charges in cold, bureaucratic language: conspiracy to distribute methamphetamine, heroin, cocaine, fentanyl. But behind those words is decades of blood money and bodies, thousands of miles of smuggling routes, and a war that has reshaped Sinaloa's underworld. The Bureau paints him as a top-tier trafficker, a man responsible for flooding American streets with poison. They talk about his role as the head of the cartel de Guasave, his alliance with the Beltran Leyva organization, his command over Los Mazatlecos. To the public, it's a fresh name in a gallery of criminals. To those who know Mexico's criminal history, it's the quiet architect finally called out by name. But Fausto is not watching the press conference. He's not hiding in a basement or sweating in a safe house. He's in the hills, managing his network as he always has. Through layers of trusted messengers, encrypted phones, and meetings in places the law will never find, the reward changes nothing. A price on his head is just another number, and numbers are something he knows how to manipulate. In Sinaloa, $5 million can buy loyalty that lasts generations, or silence that lasts forever. What the FBI calls a manhunt, he sees as a test of his system. How many routes are still open? How many officials are still paid? How many soldiers are still loyal when the heat rises? These are the questions he asks, and the answers keep his empire breathing. The agents say he's a fugitive. Fausto says he's working. In truth, both are correct. 4 times the state has claimed him. 4 times they've put him in cuffs, written reports, and declared victory. And 4 times Fausto Isidro Meza Flores has walked free, not through daring escapes or bloody prison breaks, but through something more powerful: corruption, leverage, and the quiet understanding that some men are simply too costly to keep. Each detention is a lesson. Each release, a reminder of who really holds the keys. In the years between arrests, the war never stops. His soldiers clash with rivals in narrow streets and open deserts. Checkpoints turn into ambush sites. Whole convoys vanish into the mountains, never to be seen again. He's buried trusted lieutenants. Men cut down in shootouts with Marines, rivals, or sometimes even supposed allies. The turnover is brutal, but the machine keeps running. The geography of his world is painted in blood. The Sierra Madre's valleys hide training camps and weapon caches. River crossings become smuggling arteries. Remote ranches serve as meeting points for brokers from Colombia, chemists from Michoacán, and gun suppliers from the United States. From these hidden strongholds, Fausto moves his pieces like a chess master who sees 10 moves ahead. A shipment leaves Mazatlan under the watch of a trusted captain. A rival cell is pushed out of Sonora without a single bullet fired, because their suppliers mysteriously dry up. A mayor who starts asking questions suddenly receives a visit from someone who answers them in cash. The brokers know him. The politicians know him. The sicarios whisper about him. They say he's everywhere and nowhere. One day in Nayarit, the next in the highlands near Badiraguato. His presence is never confirmed, only felt in the shifts of the underworld's balance. No government challenge has stopped him, because the government's reach ends where his begins. In Sinaloa's most remote corners, the law is whatever he says it is. To the outside world, he's a name on a wanted list. To those who live under his shadow, he's the system itself. And in a game where survival is the only victory, Fausto Isidro Meza Flores is still playing, still winning, still unseen. Today, his name carries weight in 2 very different worlds. In the corridors of government, it's spoken in security briefings, intelligence memos, and late-night strategy sessions. In the streets of northern Sinaloa, it's whispered over beers, muttered in safe houses, and etched in the fear of those who cross him. The cartel de Guasave, the organization he shaped and commanded, still stands like a fortress in the shifting landscape of Mexico's drug war. From Guasave to Los Mochis, from the mountains of Xua to the ports of Mazatlan, its influence bleeds into every corner. Police checkpoints wave through its convoys. Townsfolk know which houses are off limits. Rival traffickers calculate every move with Fausto's reach in mind. The most volatile front is the war with Los Chapitos, the sons of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. The feud is personal and strategic. It's about territory, roots, and respect. Skirmishes flare in fishing villages and border towns. Trucks vanish on rural highways. Bodies appear in irrigation canals, bound and burned, messages pinned to their chests. Fausto's method, stealth, brutality, strategy, has become more than just a leadership style. It's a template for survival. His underworld blueprint spreads far beyond Sinaloa. In Sonora, splinter cells copy his layered command structure. In Durango, young traffickers mimic his low-profile discipline, rejecting the flashy excess that brings the law down faster. Even rival groups grudgingly adopt his tactics. To law enforcement, he is a phantom, an adversary who adapts faster than agencies can coordinate. To his allies, he's a strategist who values loyalty over noise. To his enemies, he's proof that some ghosts don't vanish. They learn to move through walls. He is rarely seen, never photographed in the open. Yet his presence is constant, like a shadow at dusk, shifting, stretching, impossible to pin down. And that is his true legacy. Not the battles won, not the fortune amassed, but the fact that his way of waging war, quiet, patient, merciless, has outlived every headline, every raid, every bounty. Fausto Isidro Meza Flores is not gone. He is the ghost that teaches others how to haunt.